Hi everyone. In this video, I want to show you how to duplicate some of these signs and the sign frame. Now, if we look at this, here's a no trespassing sign, and here's a duplicate of it, but it doesn't look very good. It's got the square frame around it. But if we look at this frame actually measures, when it's two sides, measures 0.19 inches. Okay, and what I'm getting at here is this is the frame of the sign that I've made over here. This yellow line is my cut line for the well, any plotter. It's just a cut line. So, and then this red square right here, this is where these red squares over here. So it's kind of nice to be able to hide that red, of course, behind your frame. Now, one thing too on this frame is I got bleed here. This black part on the left of the yellow, yellow's my cut line. That left of there is a bunch of bleed. Not a lot of bleed, but you do want some bleed when you're cutting stuff like this out. That way you don't have any white showing where you don't want white showing. So what I'm getting at here is it's kind of hard to figure out. You wouldn't really know what I'm talking about until you try to do this design. But once you get it set up, like say this one's over here, and this is not done right at all. This one's terrible, because if I have this set up with my cut line there, and I'm trying to make my bleed and move everything around the frame, it's never going to work right, because it's going to resize it in the wrong place. Even if you hold shift. So if we go here and we hold shift, it still moves it all out of shape. Okay, so let me show you. Let me move, and this is what you really want it to look like over here. See how we have the radius? We have the radius frame, and then we have our cut line here. And then if we wanted to put that red square in, we could just overlap right here, and then we could put that red square in. Now it's on top there. If I hold Control and then keep hitting page down, if you see up over there in the objects, it's just moving that down. Eventually it'll go below that black. See it go below the black there? And that's what we want. Now this yellow line right here too, we can actually get rid of that too. We can just, I don't even know what's in here, but if we just click on that line right there, then we can just move it out of the way. Okay, so this is perfect. We have this perfect frame here. It's 0.19 inches from this yellow line to the inside with the bleed. And we're able to have it in layers, and we can hide stuff behind it. If we want to take that black outline out of that red, we just go over there and right click there. Now we just got that. Now, if we were to stick a font, the no trespassing text above here, well, let me do that real quick. So I'm not going to do it all, but if we just go like that, then our text will just be up above it, and make that white. Let's see, we got to get out of it first. Click on it. Make it white. So anyways, you got the idea. Let me show you how it's actually done the right way, where you can have it look right and have your right measurements and stuff here. So okay, let's just get this out of the way. Okay, we'll zoom in here. This sign that we're going to be making, so it's got the radius corners on there on the frame. That's what we want to do too. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to grab a square, and this square is going to be 7 wide and 10 high. Okay, so, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here to align, or you can just hit P. If you hit P right now, it'll align it to the center of the page, because right now I have this clicked to the center of the page right here. But you could just hit your line horizontal and vertical. So there we got this perfectly aligned. Okay, so with this radius corner here, I'm going to select it. Then I'm going to go up here and make sure my lock is on. So I do all 4 corners at the same time. And I'm just going to give that like, and you can see right here, so these are start moving. I'm going to give that like probably 0.3. Let's see what 0.3 looks like here. Okay, so there we go. Then we got the radius corners, pretty similar to that one right there. So at this point, this is going to be my cut line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to right click on yellow. I don't know. I always use yellow for my cut line. I mean, if you have a bunch of them, you can change the colors and stuff. Okay, so now what I do is I need to make that bleed come out past this cut line. So I'm just going to select the same thing. I'm going to hit Control C, Control V on Windows. Then all I'm doing now is making my bleed. So my ink bleed. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to hold Shift in, and I'm just going to pull that out around there. Then I'm going to go up on the top, hold Shift in again, because I need a little more on the top. I notice when you do that, it doesn't size it quite right. So anyways, there we go. Okay, so now we got 2 lines. Let's give this a little more just so you guys can see. I don't like to waste like a ton of ink doing that, but anyways, okay. So this outside line, I'm going to select off it, then I'm going to select it, then I'm going to go ahead and right click on black. So now what I have is I have my bleed line, which will be this black right here. And then I have my cut line, which is the yellow. Okay, now this is where it starts getting a little bit weird. What I need to do now is I need to add a square. So when I go and I contour this, I know the amount to contour. Now, let me just show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I got a square. I got rectangle selected. I'm just going to pull this down. I don't really care how long it is, but I'm going to go up here. And I want that to be 0.19 of an inch, and I'm going to hit enter. Now I do have this left square, little tiny black square there clicked on. That means it sized it from the left side to the right. And that's real important. You'll get used to using that kind of stuff. But anyways, now I have a 0.19 square. Okay, so now I want to contour that black line inwards. So I'm going to go over here and click on contour. Now I'm going to click on this black line. And I'm going to start contouring to the inside here. Now I can just grab that and start pulling this line. You can do that anywhere. You can go up on top and start pulling that, and it's going to let you do it from there. You can do it from any side. But anyways, as I pulled that here, the reason I have that square is I'm going to pull that right on top of that. Now see, I have, from this yellow line, I have 0.19 of an inch thick right here. Not including my bleed, because my bleed's going to get cut off, because that yellow line is my cut line. Okay, so now if we go and look at this, now in all actuality, I can get rid of this little square now. I'm done. That was just using that as a marker. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to, now see how they got like this red with the white text above it? See how you can't see the red above it? The frame covers it, so it makes a nice line there. That's what we want to be able to do. And the way we're going to be able to do that is, it's kind of different ways of doing this here. Now, I'm going to break the contour apart. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go break contour apart. Now these are separated. I can actually move them around. Actually, yeah, let me do that one more time here. Let me go convert to curve. Okay. So now I got that converted to curve. I can grab that. I can move that. Now, none of these have any fill in them. If I went over here and clicked on fill, then I would get some fill. So I'm going to hit undo. Then I'm going to hit undo again to put it back into the same place. And the reason I like to contour these is it also contoured the very corners of these. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that. First of all, I'm going to grab this. Well, this one's already selected. I'm going to right click on that. I want that to be yellow just to be able to show you guys this. So now I have 2 yellow lines. Now I'm going to grab, and what I'm also going to do too is I'm going to hit Control and Home. So it brings that to the top. If I go here over to Objects, see that curve right here? This is where it says curve here. This is that square that I have selected, okay? So now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select this black line, black square, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fill that with black. Okay, so now we don't see the, now if you ever want to find something, you can go to View, and go Wireframe. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select that cut line also, and I'm going to hit Control Home. That's going to bring it to the top. I'm going to go back to normal. Now we're going to see all the lines, okay? So I have my black. Now this is what's going to end up being our black frame right here. And I have our bleed sticking out. And so this is really the only way you can do bleed on these frames, okay? So what I want to do now is, since this is a separate entity, I'm going to click on this inner square. Then I'm going to hold Shift in. And I'm going to come out here and make sure I click on this black part way out here like this. I don't want to click on this line right here, but I click on that black part way out there. Now this is where the magic happens. I'm going to go up here and this weld right here, I'm going to click on the trim part. As I do that, boom, all that stuff goes away. So now when I want to put one of these red, when I want to put the red block in and then the white text above that, now I'm able to do that with my layers, which is absolutely really nice to be able to do that. Let's just do this right here. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go right here. It doesn't really matter exactly where. I just want it behind this black. That's all I care about. I just want it behind the black, and then I'm going to make that red. So I'm going to just go to left click on the red, and I'm also going to right click on no outline. Okay, so there I go. Look at that. Now I got that red in there. Now what I'm going to do is I want to put that red behind that frame. So I'm going to hit Control, and then I'm just going to start hitting Page Down. And it's going to take a couple clicks to do that. And there we go. Now, this yellow line that you're seeing in here now, all we have to do to move it or select it is we just have to select it, and then I can just go ahead and take that line out of there. It just came in there somehow, but it'll always create that, so you always have to get that yellow line out of there because you don't want it to print there on your sign. So now all I would do is I would, if I was going to put the no trespassing there, I would just start putting my text. I got to type it all, and you always click off it too when you're doing text. So if you click off it, we'll go ahead and click on bold, and we'll grab it over here again. We'll make it a little bigger, and then we'll go ahead and we'll click the left click on white to make that white fill. Now one thing too, and I notice a lot of people don't do when they're working with text like this. Now you got this normal text, but most of these signs you can see that these are just a little heavier, this text is. So when I say a little heavier from the print world, all I want to do is I want to go over here and click on my text, and then I'm going to go to right here where it says none. This is going to be my outline. All I want to do is I want to add a little bit of, just to make that a hair thicker. It's not going to be a lot thicker, but say we go to like 3 there. Now, it automatically starts out with a black outline. So if you just click here, and then, well, you can, there's a lot of different ways to do it with the palette set, but you can click here, and then you can just get white anywhere, or you can click here and you can grab CMYK and click white right there too. But all we did is we just made that a little thicker, and you can try out what you think. All you got to do is go to text right there, have your text selected, and then you can just go over here and you can change that. We got 0.3 there now. I can change it to 0.2. 0.2 probably looks better, but sometimes you just want a text to be a little bit thicker. Okay, so this is basically showing you how to make these signs real easy with a rounded edge on them. And like I said, when we cut this, we're going to cut on the yellow line so it'll look perfect. Right now it looks like, oh, well, that black doesn't look right. Well, that black is, like I said, it's just my bleed. I just want it sticking out past there so I get a good crisp color, and I don't have any white showing through. So that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'm sure me or somebody else will help you with those. Thank you.